Yeah, you got to stick with the game plan. We knew they would have a tough time driving all the way down the field, just because of how our defense is set up, knowing that we could be strong against the run game, which we knew they wanted to do, run the ball and try to create play actions. And other than that, we just needed to take 14 and 16 out of the game. So we knew they would have a hard time driving it down the field, and we just wanted to stay true to that. They were able to get that explosive play. Good play by them, good player. But, we weren't going to let that derail us from what we were kind of locked in to do. You good?
How much pride do you take in how y'all finished the game? You sacked, Jenkins sacked, forcing from you at the end of the game.
We take a lot of pride in our defense. We got to be able to play complementary football, but we have a very high standard for our group, and there's no other way that we would take it. Defense on the field with the game on the line. We're an excited group. We play with a lot of energy, but we get a little extra energy in those situations. I'm a mindset person. I'm always trying to find the positive. I definitely want that play, but the way I kind of spin it in my mind is it just means I'm getting closer and closer to getting more of them. So, I just think what you focus on is what comes to you. That's how I look at it.
Is this what you guys kind of envisioned when I asked you the other day about the pressure and the sack? You said eventually it would come. This is kind of what you envisioned for a game like this type of weather.
Yeah, I told you, man. We already getting pressures. Eventually, you'll end up getting the sacks, and so, we got a good group. We have good game plans. We've been effective with getting pressures on quarterbacks, and a lot of times that's more important because that's what, you just want to affect the quarterback. It's not always about getting him to the ground. If you hit him, or sometimes, if he lets the ball go and you get pressure on him, you can force an interception. Sometimes they want to take the sack. And so, sacks look good. We all like to get sacks. It looks good in the stat sheet when we finish at the top of the league every year in sacks. But it's a bigger picture. And that's why, what we talked about earlier this week, we've been getting pressure on the quarterback. And so we're not going to change our game plan or be trying to panic and try to figure out what we need to do different. We just need to affect the quarterback, and if we continue to do that, we're going to be all right.
Speaking of sacks, you had 2, the team collectively had 5. Was there something that they were doing that you were able to exploit, or is it just keeping after it just as you have all year long?
That's a credit to the cover guys. If you can take away the first read and he has to hold the ball, a credit to the D coordinator and, Ryan on D-line having a good rush plan for us. And then guys just executing their job. Our mentality, it's fun to play in a defense when all you got to do is do your job and it's going to work most of the time. And, guys just did their job. And I think we were getting some pressures early on and we weren't getting them to the ground. And we were just we got to find a way to get them to the ground. And we were able to do that. And so, they have a good offensive line. Gino was making his reads and doing a good job. We were just fortunate enough to get there.
You haven't watched film yet, but would you consider this one of your better games? 2 sacks, 3 quarterback hits, 4 tackles for loss, pass defense, almost a pick.
Yeah, I'm my harshest critic, so it's kind of hard for me to find my best game or my worst game. I always just feel like it could have been better, and so, I'm certainly happy that I was able to help the team get a win. Certainly glad that our defense played as strong as we played tonight. I think that's kind of more so where I'm at in my career. They talk about a lot of the top linebackers across the league, and they kind of move those numbers around. But who's putting the best unit out on the field, right? As a Mike linebacker, you're the leader of a defense, right? And I think that's what my mentality is. Our defense played great tonight. And so I'm excited when the defense plays great because I believe that's a reflection of how well, anchored players on your defense are doing.
Speaking of that, Marcus Davenport was back.
it's a lot of fun playing with those guys. Some really talented guys. I don't take it for granted. And when you see our energy and excitement, you see the Juice Boys. Juice Boys, that's 2 Z's. Make sure everybody get that. That energy is just because, we have a lot of fun playing with each other. Like, it's a genuine brotherhood. It's genuine love. And we just get excited for each other. And so having those guys, I know it means a lot for them to be back out there and in that type of atmosphere. I mean, you just enjoy those type of moments. Electric crowd. I don't think they realized that they was giving us energy by playing the music and crowd getting loud, and that feeds us. So, yeah, it was just a lot of fun being out there and, having our guys back out there. I know it meant a lot to them. It was just a lot of fun.
As one of the team leaders, when you're kind of watching the Marshawn, DK back and forth and flags coming out, do you say something or do you let that work itself out by itself, I guess, especially when he's playing as well as he is?
Well, first of all, we want to be fundamentally sound. That's the big part of us. We want to be fundamentally sound between the whistles. If it's penalties happening between the whistles, that's one thing. But, sometimes guys want to be tough on the field and, talk after the play or do extra after the play. And, man, this is the most physical sport there is. You got 7 seconds, 8 seconds to be as physical as you want to be. If you got a point to prove it between the whistles. And so I'm never going to be the guy that let something like that fly when guys are talking to my guys, after the whistle and doing extra, because at that point you're just trying to bully somebody. And if you want to bully, I've always been the guy that's going to bully the bully. And so I think, your teammates appreciate when you have their back like that. It's not like I'm going to go out and do, I try to stay pretty level-headed between the whistles and, and while I'm on the field. But I'm always have my teammates back. And I think they appreciate it, and it gives them, motivation to know that they can go back and do their thing and they don't got to worry about somebody trying to come at them after the play or something.
Speaking of bullying, there was a play where I think you would push the offensive lineman back and run back. Do you remember that one? Got the on it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he blocked me to play before after the whistle. So I'm like, you're going to get your chance to block me between the whistles. It was the very next play. Just so happened, okay. So, and I was trying to talk to him, and Pete probably grabbed me. He did a good job because I was a little fired up right there. But it's like, we have 6, 7 seconds between the whistles. We don't need no fake tough guys. The extra pushing after the play and talking after the play, that's not going to get any of us anywhere. It's a physical game. You're going to get your shot if you want it. And that just so happened to be the next play. So I approached that one, with a little intention and purpose.
That was just going on, just in general across all positions. The Lattimore thing was the one that everyone saw, but I guess that was.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a little chirpy and a little scrappy out there tonight, and it was an electric atmosphere. It's Monday Night Football, everybody got they brothers and sisters and mamas and grandmas watching. So they, I don't know. I talk my trash, but I ain't never been, I don't understand the extra chirping and trying to prove that you tough. It's a tough game. You don't have to do that. And if you tough, it'll show, between the whistles. But it was a little chirpy out there tonight. But at the end of the day, our coaches were staying on us about, understanding that the ultimate goal is to come in and get a win and not get caught up in a lot of that. And I think we stayed level-headed for the most part.
How hard is it to stay level-headed when you're chirping, pushing after the whistle and stuff?
I'm a big picture guy. I try to stay macro, and I know I'm kind of responsible for all the guys out there, and so I can't ever really lose my cool. And it's hard on the guys that the action is directed at. When somebody comes and push you after the play or try to tackle you, after the whistle's blown, or somebody come up and call you all these different names. For some reason, they never come to me. So I'm the guy that gets to go in to defend my guys, and a lot of times I'll try to attract the energy to me because I know I'm not gonna do something to that magnitude. But they just continue to try to do little stuff. I think for the most part, everybody knows, like, you know, you putting your team in jeopardy by doing something crazy. And so, you know, just let it go. Next play, get your shot back. Thank you, guys. Y'all be blessed.